Howdy, Aquarius, and do I have a pretty important message for you this week for your weekly tarot reading for June 2023? All right. I always like to do pre-shuffles when it comes to my zodiac sign so I can sit with the energy, meditate with it, and get a pretty clear, intuitive message of where kind of just like the general energy, just the general path your spiritual team wants to guide you to. And I was going to take a break and just like take like probably like a couple hour breather before I got into your tarot reading. But because of the cards that I pulled for you here, I don't know. I just was like inspired just to like say the message now. Like, you know what? No, I want to get this, like whatever I connected to, I want to just get it out now rather than just sitting here and meditating on it. All right. So let's just get right into this tarot reading, Aquarius. No need for long introductions here. Just understand when it comes to my tarot readings, I understand not every Aquarius cares about the same exact thing. All right. And so Aquarius, when I talk about this, I'm going to talk about your social life as well as just your career and stuff like that as well. I cover all the bases, Aquarius. All right. And so let's just get right into this here and see, so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. So in your first row, Aquarius, we have the Page of Swords, Queen of Cups, and then the Knight of Wands coming in. And so whatever it is you are currently doing, Aquarius, is like you have your mind set on a very specific task at hand. All right. And that's what you wake up and start working on. That's what you go to when you go to bed. That's the final thing you're thinking about. Right. The Queen of Cups, she's called the Queen of Cups, honey. But we all know at this point, if you've been watching my channel for a while now, she's not actually holding a cup. She's holding a trophy. So it's like you're very much so focused in, honed in on a very specific task at hand here. And it's interesting to me because as you continue making further developments in regards to whatever your project or whatever it is that you're interested in, you end up drawing some attention here. All right. Now, in a social way, you would see Aquarius, this Page of Swords, as someone that's keeping watch of you. And then the Knight of Wands, you would see this as a court card. So court cards you would typically see as people. All right. And so it gives me the sense of where it's like, as you have just minding your own business, you're doing your own thing, Aquarius. I got like this distinct impression here, and based off of your other cards that I'll continue showing to you here, someone from your past, I really do like this is somebody that you have known. Maybe you recently, doesn't have to be recent, but maybe you chose to cut somebody off, right? And it was for your own interest. Like this is not somebody where it's like, I don't feel like there was like a big fight or a dramatic fight. I feel like you kind of made the choice, just kind of like distance yourself and ghost away, because again, you kind of just are in your place to just mind your own business, doing very career oriented and not really caring about the outside world. You kind of just stopped making someone a priority, and you may not have even heard from them for a hot biscuit now. But it's the sense of where it's like, as you make further developments on your own path there, someone hasn't forgotten about you, Aquarius. And it's like, I get this sense of where as you continue getting wins in your life, spoiler alert, when it comes to your other cards, I do see you guys having some pretty solid wins here in the coming days. As you continue getting some wins under your belt, Aquarius, I get this sense of somebody kind of just like, at the current point in time, I kind of think they're kind of just checking up on you. Maybe if you have a website or social media or something, they're kind of just checking in that capacity there. But I won't be surprised if some of you Aquarians hear from someone from your past. All right. And the reason why I add like a negative connotation to it is because you have this Five of Wands that I pulled for you. Now, my regulars know, Aquarius, I don't like the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is someone that's pointlessly just starting issues with you, pointlessly seeing you as competition. That's why you see with this Five of Wands here, everyone's holding a wand, and instead of working together, everyone's fighting for the same thing. But again, on your side, Aquarius, all right, I know you're an air sign, but I feel like this is just your energy, the Queen of Cups. And plus, the first part of your name, Aquarius, is aqua, honeys, for water. So it's like, give me a break. All right. The thing about this is, Aquarius, it's like, and this might be just a common theme for you in general, where you are just lost in your own world, doing your own thing. And people for some reason perceive that and just try to make everything like a competition. It's like you start painting and then this other person starts painting, and it's just like, oh, I bet I can paint better than you, right? And so it's just like a little bit weird, like how much you just doing your own thing really influences this other person and like everything that it is that they do. And I get this sense of where they are going to get motivated in taking forward action in regards to reaching out to you. With this Knight of Cups, it comes in with a sense of like with an offer of some type, of course, but I don't feel comfortable, full disclosure, Aquarius, to really go into detail about like what exactly their intentions are, because when it comes to general tarot readings like this, unless it's clear point, which clear and concise with like what their intentions are in the tarot reading, I don't feel comfortable pulling clarifiers on it necessarily, because I think it's just very individualistic, especially for a unique situation like this. Now I do understand, Aquarius, a lot of you guys probably will be saying in the comments, being like, well, Velka, if they're in the past, I don't want to talk to them, I don't want to deal with them, and that's your choice. And if I was in your position, I would do the exact same thing. In fact, this person would not even be able to contact me, because when I'm done with somebody, it's like block on every single possible platform able to, right? And so, but I always like to not force my own bias and narrative into things here, but just be expecting this person coming in, this during a time of where you're just focused on doing your own stuff here, and having, again, especially because you got my least favorite card, Aquarius, but you also got my favorite card here with the Six of Wands. Right, this is a card that is known for, by definition, of success, hard work, public recognition for your hard work, stuff in that manner there. And I don't know, to me personally, if you were like my client and we were just sitting here face to face, I would just straight up just say, darling, it gives me like the slight impression here where it's like someone's just seeing where you are going in life, and maybe you try to have them understand it at one point in time, but because they were just too immature and they wanted to just make everything a competition, or they've even convinced themselves on some level, Aquarius, where they're just like they convince themselves that you are in competition with them. Because I feel like you are the most misunderstood zodiac sign, I feel, Aquarius, because everyone, like, you can just be sitting there painting, and like there just be somebody that will just be like, oh, this painting's about me, isn't it? Right? I don't know. And then we have this Death card here and the Two of Cups, just to again reinforce what I was feeling intuitively about this, where it's like it's clearly someone that just isn't relevant anymore, and they're just popping back up at a time where you're getting a lot of attention. And so to me personally, if I was reading this for myself, Aquarius, I'd be like, well, girl, you're only coming into my life right now because I'm doing so well, and you might have good intentions for me right now, but do you have a place in my life currently? Probably not. All right. And so what I would be suggesting for you is to not even have this be a distraction. I think it's really important for you to just continue doing your own thing as this Queen of Cups and chasing after your goals. I mean, it's clearly working. It's clearly going to be paying off long term for you, Aquarius. But I do just have to give y'all the heads up, about this person that is very clearly going to be trying to reach out to you again. At this point in time, I'm going to pull out an oracle card, but after this, I'm going to just say, like, allow what I'm feeling intuitively to come in, but you can take it with a grain of salt if you want to or not. Will say, like, will just be straight up intuitive messages based off of the tarot and what I just get personally impressions. And you don't have to add a bunch of weight to it, because I understand it entirely, right? Some people are just here for the tarot aspect. So your oracle card for today, Aquarius, is Thinking It Through, New Moon in Gemini. And I think I actually slipped up and accidentally called y'all Gemini at the beginning of this tarot reading. We'll find out in the editing process, so y'all already did know. So it's interesting. No relevance probably, but thinking it through, right? And it's funnily enough, to me, it's like that's the entire thing I was trying to imply to you guys this entire time, Aquarius, which is like, giving you the heads up now, and you can think it through and make the decision that you want to about it, right? Whatever the case is for you, Aquarius, I want to pull a couple cards just associated with just your own thing outside of folks here. Knight of Swords. All right. So a very fitting card for you when it comes to your projects and career here. You're going to be having a lot of different things popping up for you at once. So I'm going to say, as like an example, Aquarius, maybe I don't know when people, when they graduate high school, like when you put out applications to college, but as like the first example I guess, like maybe you put out 10 different applications to different colleges or 10 different resumes to different jobs. This is like a message where you're going to be getting a lot of yeses back to you. And on the first day, you may only get one yes, right? And so there's this suggestion where it's like, before you commit to that college, before you commit to that job, wait it out a week. see who, if you get accepted to anywhere else. All right. But overall, by definition, the Knight of Wands, or not the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, Aquarius, does just represent a lot of unexpected things popping up for you, and just to think it through. You don't feel like you have to make the decision immediately. No, darling. Aquarius, allow me to insert my intuitive aspect here, my bias, we'll just say, Aquarius, when it comes to just what I was getting here. I just feel ultimately like the main message, and this could just, again, come from my own cynicism, but I'm a little bit worried about you being used. I see this as I don't know. I just feel like this is a little bit too much of a coincidence for this person to be noticing what it is that you're doing now. And then it's like at a time where things are going to be looking really solid for you and good for you. Now this person decides to come back in and check in on you. It's kind of like the message of like, why now? But I also can acknowledge the rationality in that, because it's like you can just apply that to any point in time. And, you know, there's never going to be like a perfect time. But it, you know, to me, like my regulars know I'm not typically the most all that much of a cynic. A little bit. I have kind of in my older age have become that on some level. But I don't know. I kind of just raised an eyebrow at this. And so, you know, even aligning it with the oracle card of thinking it through, you know, maybe when you hear from them, instead of just cutting them, you know, just being like, girl, you know, I don't want to talk to you anymore, think it through, digest it and be like, all right, like, what do I want to do with this person? Am I reacting just out of emotion, or could there be something there that I could develop with, right? And so trying my best to not apply my bias to this here, but yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that, Aquarius. But I love you so much, darling, and hopefully something in here resonated with you, and I'll talk to you sometime in the near future. Bye, darling.